I know where I'm going and when I'm going there. Thank you, Jeremy, for having a intricate schedule for me to follow. Oh, am I too loud? I was just gonna mic check in.
Over here, so is that cool?
Yeah.
Do I need to be in the middle or can I sit over here?
Keep going.
You can sit over there. Yeah, making eye contact's a lot easier. Yep, is that good? Yeah. You all right?
Probably so.
Always one of those people that when I hear my own voice, it's like, that's what I sound.
Sounds so weird. Hey, what's up? It's Jeremy Jackson. What's up, y'all? Welcome to the Sports Medicine Booth. All right, who are we interviewing now? What are we doing?
Me, again.
Finally, this was yesterday.
Yeah.
Schedules. All right, I'm gonna get this going over here. I'm gonna do as I'm told on this one. And yep, we're recording. All right, we're live in 3, 2, 1. Come back at you here from the Sports Medicine Podcast Lounge, brought to you by Dragonfly Max. And I'm with my man, Casey Paulk. Okay, it's not Casey.
Nope.
Okay, because you're not French. You're actually a Kansas City boy.
No, Tulsa, Oklahoma.
Tulsa, Oklahoma, via Kansas City.
No.
Y'all need to wear I'm from hats.
Straight Oklahoma.
Oklahoma, baby. Okay, gotcha. So this is going to be an interesting little section of the podcast here because you and I both are athletic trainers, right?
Yep.
And you and I both decided that we didn't have enough going on, and so we started some businesses.
Yeah.
So go ahead, take it from the top. Let me know you're an athletic trainer, you are an athletic trainer, where you're at, and how that all works together to bring you to Paulk Sports Medicine.
So I've been an athletic trainer for 13 years in Oklahoma, and I started out as an athletic trainer. I was a GA at Oral Roberts University for 2 years, and I did the clinic outreach to Broken Arrow High School, and then what really changed was I got hired at this small town that I live in, north of Tulsa. Never had an athletic trainer before.
So you were first. You got to start a program.
I was starting a program. I left Broken Arrow High School, it's the largest high school in the state of Oklahoma. Had a $12,000 budget, an assistant athletic trainer. I didn't have to teach. I did clinic in the morning and outreach in the afternoon. And then now I'm going into the classroom to teach middle school science.
Huh.
And be the first ever athletic trainer at the SkyTube where I was
middle
at.
School science.
So I went from that to a budget of about $5,000 and did that for 3 years. And then I got lucky enough to get hired at a technology center in Oklahoma. It's like VOTEC, it's career tech education.
Right.
So a lot of people do that. And it was a great move because it allowed me to keep teaching in healthcare. And I was going to just work 7:30 to 4 Monday through Friday. It was kind of a scary step to branch out of that traditional athletic training setting.
Sure.
But it was pretty cool because, like, okay, now I can do PRN work on Football Friday nights through small schools that don't have
do it, but
trainers.
you do athletic training on your own terms.
Exactly. So I get to pick and choose what I want to cover. I don't have to cover, I know there's a lot of soccer fans out there, but like junior high girls soccer or
28 degree boys blowing snow.
You know, you work all the time. So you get 2 days off. You get Wednesdays off and Sundays off.
Right.
And we work all year round. And we work all those sports and all that stuff. So now it's like, okay, cool. So I get to teach and I still get to be an athletic trainer. So when things happen on Football Friday nights, I can bring that back into the classroom, and that's pretty cool. Well, then I got hooked in with a company called Paulk, which is out of Tulsa.
Right.
And it's a portable cold compression therapy unit. And it's way more affordable than other products out there like a Game Ready, which I had Game Readies when I was at Broken Arrow, and when I got to SkyTube where I was at, I got a Game Ready through the high school program because I didn't have enough money to afford the original one that I had. So they said,
"Hey, you're trying to make make it work with a small budget.
Yeah.
You understand that.
Yes, because I've been on both sides. So they said, hey, we can make you a brand ambassador, and they still do this this program right now. So any athletic trainer that's out there, if you want to go to the Power Play website, click on Become an Ambassador, and if they'll give you a code, somebody orders a product, you get a small percentage of that. So that was like sales. Like, oh, that's cool. I make a little extra money just by helping somebody out.
Right. Okay.
So then a couple of years later, I get a call from when the NATA was in Baltimore. I didn't get to go. Came back, my buddy said, "Hey, I met the VP of sales for MedSpec, and they're looking for a rep in Oklahoma. And I know you kind of do that stuff with Power Play. Are you interested in talking to him?" I was like, "Yeah, sure." Of course, I'm a full-time teacher. I'm stuck in the classroom for 8 hours a day,
during
10
general
months out of the
business
year,
hours.
during the general business hours. So I said, "Okay, let's talk." So we talked, and I said, what are your expectations? Because if the expectations aren't going to match up,
then
we don't need to do
time.
this, right?
Yeah.
Athletic trainers got to be really careful about saying yes to everything. Your plate gets way too big, which is
you don't know me.
Yeah,
you don't know me.
So
you don't know my life.
So I signed up with MedSpec, and it's been great. I mean, so I'm able to help athletic trainers get the products that they need at a lower cost,
right?
And they can stretch their budget farther now with all these hookups. So I want to be the guy that people call to help them get the stuff that they need. And then, so I was looking for a retailer in Oklahoma, in Tulsa. I was having a hard time kind of finding I wanted somebody to retail. So instead of them having to call me and get the brace, I order it, whatever, I'm like, you know what, just go to the store and go buy the ankle brace. Like the ASO we were talking about earlier.
Yeah.
And I couldn't find anybody that they were already carrying, like, the Muellers and the Kramers and things like that, the Davids. And so I thought, you know what, I have all these little side hustles. Basically what it is, right? So I carry like 5 different products. I'm a rep for Sway. I'm a rep for Power Play. I'm the rep for the ASOs. I got a buddy in Tulsa that does medical waste removal, so I'm a rep for that. Like, you just wear all these different hats, right? I have 3 different polos. Like on my Instagram or my Twitter page.
Well, you're wearing 2 badges right now.
I got 2 badges. It's a lot of fun. So I decided, you know what, and also it costs a lot of money to be an athletic trainer.
Yeah.
A lot of money.
Yes,
and when these younger athletic trainers are coming into the profession, when we're trying to get these jobs, we notice, like, hey, make sure that your company pays for your CEUs, they pay for your licensure, they pay for all this. Well, what happens if they don't? Everybody's trying to make extra money on the weekends. Hey, we got a soccer tournament, you can make $30 an hour.
Right.
You want to go do that? Yeah, sure. So now you've worked your whole weekend that you wanted to have off, but you need extra money. So I've got all these little side hustles, and I thought, you know what? I need to just start my own LLC so I can write off the trip to NATA. Hotel costs money, registration costs money. If you have an LLC, you write that off as a business expense.
Correct.
Food, business expense. You can write off some of your car. You can write mileage. You can.
If you're working from home.
Like working from home, you can write off small percentage of your house. You have an office, like things like that. And at first, I was super scared to do it, but a buddy of mine started his own company, and he just always said how much he loved it. We were on a road trip from Tulsa to La Vista, Nebraska, not New Mexico, Nebraska, for our.
That means the view.
Yes.
The view of Nebraska. I'm good.
So
I don't need to see it.
Me and the Pentaveret, we're sitting in the Tahoe or the vehicle. We're driving up, and we're talking about how we all need to have our own LLC so we can write stuff off. And so it's been on the back of my mind and all this and all that. So December 27th.
So you went Nike mode.
Yep.
And you said, I'm gonna do
it. So I called my buddy, I messaged my buddy in LA, and I said, help me figure out how to start an LLC.
Yep.
He said, go to LegalZoom.
Yep.
Do this. Go to GoDaddy, get a name, and then do this. Here's a code. Blah 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 blah. $250 later, and about 3 weeks, I got my own LLC. Now in Oklahoma, where I'm from, Tulsa, not Kansas City.
Not Kansas City.
You don't
Missouri,
have to spend,
Kansas.
Yeah, you don't have to do that.
If it ain't Texas, sorry, a little bit biased.
Okay. All right.
Hey,
my brother played basketball at TCU, so I got a little Texas time.
Okay, got you. So you got your LLC going, $250, LegalZoom, got your website, and now there's obviously on the state end, you have to get your tax information taken care of on the state side and your federal. Okay.
So a couple of hoops to jump through. I mean, like I said, we started in December, so there's probably a lot of things I could have done better. But the more I get involved in this, it's the best thing that I've done. It's allowed me to have so much more fun and freedom, and
I like what you said there. I like what you said there. I probably could have done it better. Now, I'm with you. I understand that completely, because what made the difference was what I call the Nike mode. Like I just did it.
Jumped in.
Because the worst screw up you can have is to be sitting here 5 years from now saying, I'm gonna do it. I'm waiting on this to happen or that to happen, or waiting on the money to get right, or I got to learn a little bit more. I don't know enough about it yet. That's the worst mistake you can make. Go ahead and set it up and fail forward.
Yes.
Continue working through it. At least you've got the business the LLC made. And I can absolutely relate with you when it comes to the part about I didn't know what I was doing, but I knew I needed to do something. But also, I would say to myself, I'm an athletic trainer. I've got a lot of things already going on. Do I really? I'm going to have an LLC in my name. Like, is that really necessary? Absolutely. And if you are you are doing PRN events, like we have another athletic trainer-owned business, Go for Ellis. We did a podcast with them. So they're big on basically the Uber of athletic trainers, in the sense of it's a two-sided user deal. We had them on here, and what I was told by one of the doctors that I work for PRN wise is, he said, you're claiming all your mileage, you're doing all that, right? He said, you have an LLC, is like your name LLC. He said, because you're missing out if you're not.
Yep.
And I said, man, I don't know. I'm not going to do all that. Like, I'm not that important of a person. You're sitting there, same feelings. You just did it. You fail forward. And you said that was December?
That was December 27th. I didn't even want to wait till January 1st, like a New Year's resolution.
Nope.
So I just did it. It was like 10:30 at night on my iPhone.
I love it.
And just pulled the trigger. And one of the other people was like, well, what are you going to call it? What's the name? I mean, I was thinking about it in like October, November.
Is that not the hardest part?
And people are like, you got
to
call it a certain thing. You want it to be this and that. Well, don't call it this, because then if you do something in the future, you've limited yourself. And I'm freaking out. I'm wasting time trying to figure out my name that's going to be my LLC. But does that really matter?
Fail forward.
Not really. I mean, so let's just jump in, feet first.
Right.
Paulk Sports Medicine. That's fine.
There it is.
That's what I want. I didn't like all the other ideas all those other people were giving me, because it's my company. I can do whatever I want.
And another reason why
I'm the CEO, I'm the president, whatever.
See, I like what you said there. I'm the boss, I'm the CEO. I created an LLC, and you're right. You're 100% owner on paper. You're 100% the person that's going to receive all of the benefits. You're also 100% of the person that's got to receive the liabilities and the cost of it. But it's yours.
Yep.
And when you say that it's yours, I felt that. Obviously, you're the CEO, and then people think I'm blowing smoke, kind of pumping myself up. I say I'm the CEO of a company. You can't say that.
Why not?
So if I come in here and tell you I'm the janitor of this company, you'll probably believe that a little more, right? You know why? Because that's how you see me. But I know what I am on paper and in real life. Now, when you're a CEO, I tell everybody this as well. If you ever want to be a CEO, you have to be able to do everybody's job in that company. You have to know every single in and out. From, like in our case, I have an office manager, I have a shop manager, and a sales manager. They're my family. So I employed my father to run the shop.
Yep.
Employed my mother to run the office, and my buddy Randy, who's a full-time athletic trainer, he's helping me with sales and keeping eyes on quotes and so on and so forth. And so we got all that going on, but there was a point in time, a year and a half into this business, where I was still doing all of that. And that's what I tell everybody right now. Yeah, I'm going to tell you I'm the boss, but it's only because I'm also the janitor and I can handle sales and I can do the paperwork. But we are a terrible company when I do everything. We're a great company when we're a team. If my mom's great at the office, it's like the human body. Everybody has a part.
Yep.
It's exactly what you want to have. Now, obviously, we've grown. We've been doing this just over 36 months with Frio Hydration, but I was a lot like you. And I came to a point where I had to make a lot of hard decisions. Now, we'll get back to that. What burning question kind of on my heart right now from you is what is Paulk Sports Medicine outside of it's my company, because you're darn right it is. What are you doing with it? Is it an umbrella where you're able to put under the other side hustles that you have and create a uniform face, if you will?
Pretty much, yeah. So it's that umbrella term, and you come to me and I'm like, I can. You need ankle braces? I got that. You need the cold compression therapy unit? I got that. You need somebody to remove your medical waste? I got that. And saving you money on all those. You need a concussion? We got that. We got this. We got that. And then, so we all do the PRN work also. So I also wanted to be the guy that has these connections in Tulsa. I've been there long enough that when there's events that come to town, they can call me and they're like, hey, I need an athletic trainer. So it's a lot like Go for Ellis, which actually was one of the things last year at NATA when I met the people with Go for Ellis. That's what sparked the idea of doing this. That was an extra thing.
But you see an athletic trainer.
Somebody already does that for us already. Like we got that buddy, that he always calls you, hey, I got a soccer tournament. They need 6 athletic trainers. Why not? So I'm like, does he get paid? Did they pay him extra for doing that? So that's what I'm trying to do with it. And then I could even make it a distributorship if I want to.
Absolutely.
It's crazy because do whatever I want. I'm trying to talk to a couple.
Now, when you say that to a person that doesn't, I mean, you may be walking in right now and you may be hearing these people up here talk about, I'm the boss, I'm the CEO, and I do whatever I want. And you're like, those guys. Let me give you some context with the Sports Medicine broadcast, and we got Casey Paulk and myself, Rob McFarlin. We're both athletic trainers who decided to see if we couldn't screw up running a business, and so we got LLCs, and we're like little kids with toys, and we're like, yay, what do I do now? So we're sitting here talking about, yeah, we do own our businesses. As much as we'll tell you we're the bosses, we're also the janitors. And we're talking about how easy it is and also how rewarding it is to realize that you can do whatever you want. And by that we mean you can do other side hustles, fit them under your name.
Yeah.
And it gives you a uniform approach. You can, like, you might end up leaving here having Frio on your team.
I hope so. Honestly,
you can do whatever you want.
I started, what's funny is social media. I love the power of social media. Right? Because how Jeremy and we all got together. It's just like, so I started my own Paulk Sports Medicine Twitter page. And then
that's how you and I actually first contacted one another.
And it's like, hey, somebody hit me up. Hey, we're looking for, this is even people who own a product. Like, hey, we are this. We're looking for somebody in Oklahoma. Are you interested in signing on with us? And it's kind of like, oh man, somebody's attracted to this thing I've just created. And I'm like, I don't even know what I am or what this is, but I always wanted to kind of get into medical sales. I always kind of wanted to get into either surgical sales or medical sales, things like that. So this kind of allows me to do that,
right?
But still be an athletic trainer, which I love, and helping athletes and taking care of them and working with the smaller schools in Oklahoma. So those smaller schools in Oklahoma, we need to get athletic trainers in those schools. So, I've worked with school districts where they call me and they say, hey, we're thinking about hiring an athletic trainer, but we don't really know who to talk to or where to go. And, they got my name. And of course I have my people that I call, I'm like, hey, who do you guys know? And it's a big network, but you could take what you're already doing and
what are you good at
for it, baby?
What are you good at? All right,
so
for people who may be watching, listening, checking us out, I've got a friend of mine who he's a fisherman. He loves fishing, loves hunting. And when I say loves, I'm talking during duck season. Every day he's off from work. He told his wife before they got married, I will be hunting every day no matter what. kids, no kids, you have the flu. Like, that's a no-brainer. He has it like that, this one boy. But anyways, he's big into this. He's got 2 boats. He's got all his hunting stuff, all his fishing equipment. And something he does for himself is he reloads his shells and he makes his own fishing rods.
Wow.
What I tried to tell him to do, and I've continued to try to educate him, because we're not taught this in school, that you can be a business owner. We're taught you're going to go get an education, you're going to go work for somebody, you're going to make, and schools are different, obviously, but you're going to go out there and you're going to make money for somebody else. And then you sit back and think, well, who's that person at the top? It's a business owner. We don't learn this in school. So my buddy has been completely clueless to the fact that if you will do your $250, legal Zoom, create you a little deal, that boat, now you've got a custom rod business or a shell reloading business. Well, you've got to go hunting to test out what you're building. You've got to go fishing to test it out. He's like, well, I got to deal with the IRS and all that. And I said, it's not as crazy as you think. It's an amendment to your personal taxes.
Yeah.
It's that simple.
Don't not make a decision because you're afraid.
Don't make decisions based in fear. Don't make a decision when you're afraid. That is the number one reason why people don't.
Yeah, we waste so much time scrolling through Netflix to try and find what we want to watch that we waste an hour. So we're so afraid of making the wrong decision that we don't make a decision, which is worse than making what could have been a wrong decision.
That's
I know
right.
that's a little weird the way I just said that, but you just got to jump in and do it. I mean, it's the best thing. I wish I would have done it. If I go back to my 25-year-old self, I would have said, do it now, and you're going to love it. So people always ask me, hey, do you have a business card? I'm like, no, I don't. I have a koozie. That's my business card.
I want something you can actually
Because that's
use.
what I wanted. That's what I wanted. And I got to design it. I put the logo on it. I put my Twitter page on there. So I didn't want to put my email or my phone. But like, oh, you know what? Social media. That's how it all started in the first place. You know, dance with the one that brung you.
Right. I apologize. I was listening to you. So the cool part about when you own a business is there's a lot of cool things. That right there, you know, we get a shipment in, they're telling me what just came in and what wasn't there. And so now I get to handle that. It's a headache that I love. It's not really a headache. I love the figure it out moment. It's kind of why I got into athletic training as well. As I was telling Jeremy the other day, I think I'm addicted to chaos because it calms me. When things are silent, quiet, that's the loudest noise in the world to me. I don't like quiet. Now, when the band's playing and people are going crazy, and I've got 3 or 4 different things injuries that I'm working on, I feel great. Right now, when I'm talking to you about building a business, and then that business, I'm blowing up. Jeremy's gonna get mad after this. I got to go make like 3 phone calls, but I love you, Jeremy. And that's happening right now. And yeah. I love the chaos. It's fun. It gives you life. It's energy. People are scared of that at the same.
Sure. And the thing I like about what I've done is I can control that chaos if I need to, if I want to. But I can be handling phone calls with somebody from Pennsylvania who wants a power play, or somebody who's in Tennessee who wants to get on sway, or somebody in Texas who wants a Frio, you know, whatever. Yeah. And you're coordinating via.
You saw how you did that?
Messages on social media. So
I love it.
I get the same rush running this business as I do on the sidelines of a football game. Whenever you've got ankle sprain over here, separated shoulder over there, thumb injury here, and then you're trying to think in your head, okay, that one's not going to have surgery probably, because if I get him into my doctor, I can put him in a cast. He won't miss a game. Coach is going to be happy with that. Clavicle fracture, we're going to need to go see the ortho. Yep. Probably going to get plated and screwed. He doesn't have to go to the emergency room now because you have an athletic trainer.
We do the same thing.
You know, and you're juggling, but if you watch people juggle, it's beautiful, but they had to start somewhere. Learning how to juggle looked terrible when they first started learning.
Sure.
And then you just it flows, and then you can throw another ball in there.
So I get that question. I get that question all the time of, what do you not do? And yeah. I DJ. Why did I start DJing? For the simple reason of I like it, and I was tired of doing it for free, so I created that. That was actually my first business, was my DBA, doing business
Doing
ads.
business ads, yeah.
So my DJ business, and then Frio came around, LLC. The scariest day in my life was the day before we launched. And when I say launch, it's like crickets, because nobody really knew what I was doing. I thought I was going to hit submit or post on the first Facebook, whatever, or our website was going to officially be up, and everybody was just going to be like,
Finally.
yeah, I've been waiting for this. Where have you been? Why are you late? No, it's taken a lot of time and a lot of promotion. I was scared as could be that day. So I've got the DJ business. That was easy because that's fun. I'm getting paid to do my hobby. Once again, folks, you got a hobby, figure out a way to get paid for that. If you want a vacation home, this is business advice. If you want a vacation home on the beach, then VRBO that thing and have a zero balance mortgage, and you can have a vacation home for free. This is free, not even charging y'all right now. Find a way to bring in residual income. Find a way, something that's coming in. These are all the benefits. All it takes is time. And I will tell you, and I think you agree with me here, it takes a whole lot of hard work and guts and just being able to do what other people don't like to do. And that's stay up later than everybody, wake up earlier, and put in the dadgum work.
Which is something athletic trainers already do. So it flows right
Yep.
into this. We already work the long hours, and we're already working hard, and we work all the time. So it's, I don't know why, just do it right now. Just do it. Hit us up, both of us. We've done it. We've been there.
All right, so check it out. We got Paulk Sports Medicine at PAULK.
Yep. Sports Med. That's my
Sports
Twitter.
Med on Twitter.
Yep.
Twitter game is popping right now. It's fire.
It is.
And of course, we're at Frio Hydration. My day job at Bearcat AT_1. AT1. I don't know. Whatever. Frio Hydration is where it's at. And you and I are going to talk quite a bit more. And if y'all see us around, want to come holler at us about business, I will tell you right now, my first love was high school football. Okay. My second love was the fact that I was going to be able to coach and be an athletic trainer with high school football as a career. Okay. And the only thing I've ever loved more than that was duck hunting. And the only thing I've ever loved more than that was business. And that's how powerful it is. And I didn't realize that until 3 years ago when I was 29 years old. So if y'all ain't got it figured out yet, it's okay. It's coming. Just do it.
Yeah, I completely agree.
Just do it, man. Well, thank you for your time here on the Sports Medicine broadcast, Dragonfly Max Podcast Lounge. We're going to take a quick break, and we'll be back with some more here in a few. Real recognize.